So that mic that was gotten, is it for content creation? morning, profitable traders. Welcome to today's market color session, being the 9th of May 2025. So good to have each and every one of you around. And if this is your first time joining in for the market color session, you're very much welcome. And please do not go anywhere. We do this every day, Mondays to Friday, 8:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. For this segment of the market color session, I will be analyzing DXY, GBP USD, and Euro USD. Right after that, Lekon will be coming up for his analysis on gold and the yen basket. My name is Cynthia. In case you're wondering who I am, my name is Cynthia. Right, so we'll just head straight to the analysis for today while while others join us for the analysis. So on the monthly time frame for the XY, you can see that price has been bullish over a period of time. We're coming right here, we've seen a clear of liquidity, right? Price ranged, and then we saw this very push to the downside on the weekly time frame. Pretty much the same thing, right? We saw this very box pattern right here, shoulder, sweep to the upside, break to the downside, and price actually traded into this very fair value gap right here, coinciding with this shoulder, and we have been seeing the sell-off over a period of time. But right now, we have seen price clearing out all of this liquidity right here, grabbing liquidity right here, all the way to the downside. And on the daily time frame, what am I looking out for? I'm speculating that price wants to retrace into this very other block at 102.926 on the daily time frame, and narrowing down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the most recent price action is to the upside. This most recent price action, we're seeing structure to the upside, the formation of higher highs and higher lows. Where do I think price wants to trade into? The first point of interest is 101.514. There's another block right here coinciding with this very price level that I have called out, and my second point of interest at which I am interested in taking profit is at 102.191 on the 4-hour time frame. Narrowing down to the 1-hour time frame and fibbing this most recent swing, since we have seen the most recent price action to the upside. I'm going to fib this most recent swing from point A to point B, right? I want to see price retracing into 61.8% fib level. Why do I want to see price retracing into this very level on the 1-hour time frame? I can actually see a fair value gap rather. A fair value gap right here, coinciding with these very price points. There you go, pardon, right, so there's a fair value gap right here coinciding with the 61.6% fib level. So I'm interested in seeing price retracing into this very level right here. So calling out the price point, I want to see price retracing into 100.325 on the 1-hour time frame. Since I'm looking out for a sell into this point of interest, a sell to buy rather, I will narrow down to my much lower time frames to see if I can see opportunities for a sell. On the 15 minutes time frame, I can actually spot an opportunity for a sell right here. Shoulder here, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. I want to see price retracing into 100.734 on the 15 minutes time frame. So of course, the sell is short term. We're just selling into this very price point right here. We're just selling into 100.329 on the 1-hour time frame. And of course, our entry signature is this very box pattern for the sell, the short-term sell, of course. Once price retraces into this very level, I will be taking opportunities for the short-term sell on DXY. Now to GBP USD. On GBP USD, the monthly time frame, we are seeing even more breaks to the downside. And on the weekly time frame, of course, a box pattern failure. We're seeing some toggle to take out this very high. Price has been struggling to take out this very high right here at 1.34368, and down to the daily time frame too. On daily time frame, we're even seeing more toggles, right? Price is, just seated at this very high right here at 1.34210, and we're not seeing some push to the upside and price clearing out that very high. So down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, I have seen a sweep of this liquidity right here and a break of this very low right here at 1.32495. Narrowing down to the 1-hour time frame, I've even seen more push to the downside. And if I'm going to be fibbing this most recent swing from point A to point B right here, I am much interested in seeing price retrace into some premium level, because we are always interested in selling at premium. So once I see price retracing into 61.8% fib level, coinciding with this very fair value gap right here, so I'll be calling out the price point. I want to see price retracing into 1.32965. And seeing that I'm waiting for price to get there, I may want to just take the buy opportunity, which is very short term. Of course, our long-term view is to, sell GBP USD, because we have seen the break of structure and what have you. So if I'm going to be taking the short-term buy on GBP USD, I have spotted the classic box pattern shoulder right here at 1.32226, sweep to the ups and downside rather, break to the upside. So what I want to see price do is retrace into 1.32226. Right, please kindly take note of these various price points that we're calling out, so that when they play out on your various chart, you will do well to take opportunities of these very analysis that we are calling out. Even on the 5 minutes time frame, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm looking out to buy GBP USD short term, of course, until price retraces into the very fair value gap on the 1-hour time frame at 1.32965. So there's the box pattern strategy right here too on the 5 minutes time frame. Shoulder right here at 1.32226. The same level with the 15 minutes time frame, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. I want to see price retracing into this level, and once price retraces back into this very left shoulder at this very price point, I will be pulling the trigger for a buy, short-term buy, of course, into this very level on the 1-hour time frame. Again, I want to sell into 1.32965 on the 1-hour time frame, and down to I want to buy to that price point, and down to Euro USD. On Euro USD, the monthly time frame, we're seeing even more push to the downside, and on the weekly time frame, we've seen price taking out this very liquidity, grabbing this liquidity, and it traded all the way to this very other block right here. So down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, what am I expecting price to do? Right, there are various points of interest, and if I will be fibbing this most recent swing from point A to point B, price is presently at 50% fib level, but I will be more interested in, taking the buy of Euro USD when price retraces into this very level and holds. Right, there's a fair value gap right here coinciding with this 1.8% fib level. So if price gets there and holds, then I will be interested. But what am I looking out for today on Euro USD? On 4-hour time frame, we were actually looking out for the break of this very low, the low at 1.12734, right? We've seen a break of that low. Now narrowing down to the 1-hour time frame, fibbing the most recent swing, because we have seen that price is even breaking lower. So I'm going to fib this most recent swing from point A to point B, from the high to the low, right? So where do I want to, take the sell opportunities from? I'm interested in selling because I have seen my brick of structure. So I'd like to see price, retracing into 61.8% fib level. There's a fair value gap right here coinciding with this very fib level. So I'll be interested in, looking for sell opportunities when price trades into one spot, 12667 on the 1 hour time frame. And if I am not willing to wait till price gets to that level, I'll be looking out for short-term buy opportunities on Euro USD. And of course, my entry pattern is I will be waiting out for price to, trade into this very left shoulder right here on the 15 minutes time frame, shoulder at one spot, 12151, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. Once price retraces into this very left shoulder, I will be taking the short-term buy on Euro USD. I am not holding it for long. It's a short-term buy because once price retraces into this very fib level, right? We called out the price point. Once price retraces into that level, I am going to be taking my profit because long-term structure is to the downside for Euro USD and the buy is just short-term. I'm reiterating so that we take note and don't hold the trade for too long. So kindly take note of the price levels, and once they get there, you watch them on your chart, and then you take opportunity of the trade call and the analysis we've had here. That will be the end of my analysis. Please, if you have questions, we will be entertaining questions at this point, or if you have a different bias from what has been analyzed, please feel free to type in the chat box, right? Feel free to type in chat box. If you're seeing something contrary to what has been analyzed so far, you can always type in the chat box and we'll be looking at what you're seeing together. While we're still typing, registration for the FX Bootcamp training and ATM cash flow training is currently ongoing. You can chat us up on 081 6099 5030 and we will be proceeding with the registration. Right. And again, we're coming to the city of Abuja for the Traders Bootcamp. Tell someone if you have someone in Abuja, or if you have people in Abuja, you can tell them about it. And if you are within Abuja, do well to prepare to attend, plan to attend, and we'll be having an amazing time together. The date will be communicated very soon. Just kindly spread the news that we are coming to the city of Abuja. If there are no questions, we will be going on a very brief break, and right after that, Lekon will be coming up for his analysis on gold and the yen basket. I wish you a good trading day. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Market Call brought to you by the Battlefield Trading Team. I want to believe you all can hear me loud and clear. All right, so this morning we'll be going into the analysis of the precious metal this morning, and from there we'll be heading straight to Japan to see what is going on with the yen basket. So let's start with the precious metal. I want to believe you can see my screen right about now. All right. Yeah, sorry, I believe you can hear me now. Please let me know if you can hear me now. All right. All right. So let's quickly move into the analysis proper. Sorry, please, I want to try and mute my other PC here. All right. I believe you can see my screen now. If you can, please let me know in the chat box if you can see my screen. Sorry, please. All right, let's start from the analysis of the precious metal. Sorry for that little break in transmission. Now, for the precious metal, we'll be starting with the daily time frame. Now, if you look at the daily time frame of the precious metal right now, you are going to see that, yes, we are in a bullish trend. However, we saw the break of market structure a bit, which on Monday we're expecting price to pull more to the downside. But so unfortunately, we see our price, headed back to the shoulder level, and that will be much more clearer on our 4-hour time frame if you look at our analysis. So from our analysis, we're expecting that price should come all the way, retrace a bit since on Monday, or majorly for price to take out liquidity around this level. But instead, we see more of price breaking to the upside. That is as a result of what is the global events going on, Israel, India, and also other countries too, what is going on them. So we need to bring that into the chat to see what exactly is happening and how we can also, take advantage of some of those events going on. Now, if you look at what we have on the chart now, yes, we are expecting price to react from this flip zone to the upside, which we expect that maybe price would come to the failed boss pattern that we have below here, and we see price did not really get there. Instead, it broke out to the upside. Now, if that is what really happened, that is what really happened. So what exactly should be our outlook today being Friday? And even after the release of the US interest rate, and price is still very much bullish to the upside. So moving forward on the 1-hour time frame, we already see market structure shift again to the downside. So I'm of the opinion that today there is high tendency we see price trade all the way first into this flip zone, which we see that happen yesterday as price traded into this flip zone. You can see it here, price traded into that flip zone, and it reacts all the way to the downside. So that is the first move of the day on the precious metal. All right. So this is the first move of the day on the precious metal. Now moving forward, now what exactly should we now look out for? First, price is most likely to retrace into this level. And as we can see the order block seated just inside of that zone, which is this. So this order block, I'm of the opinion there is high tendency for price to also come to test this order block. So when price gets to this particular zone, then we should look out for our opportunity to sell. But if price did not give the entry signature around this order block, then that means it's coming all the way to take out liquidity at this point here. This particular level is where price is coming to take out liquidity. Why? This is our shoulder. We've seen the sweep, and now we've seen the break to the downside, all the way to the downside. And before the break, it created liquidity. You can see how that price ranged for almost 24 hours inside of this zone before it broke to the downside. So that is the outlook. First level to short from is this place here, where we have the 1 hour order block and also the flip zone. If we see our entry signature on 15 minutes to be specific. If we see our entry signature on the 15 minutes, we begin to short from this level to the downside. And if peradventure we did not see the entry signature, then we are going to wait and price keeps buying. Now, this is it. This is the scenario behind it. That if price keeps buying all the way here and gets here and we see the entry signature, we follow to the downside for a sell. That is one. Two, if price gets to this particular level, it keeps buying and we did not see the entry signature, then we should look out for price to come and take out this particular high here. Now, for price to come and take out this particular high, we won't just hold our end. So instead, if we see that price closes above this flip zone that we have here, then you should wait for price when it closes above it, wait for a buy entry signature. When it retraces a bit, then enter for your buy to come and take out liquidity around this particular zone here. Now, as price get to this zone, you offload your buy, then you look for sell opportunity to the downside. So those are the two scenarios we are looking out for the precious metal today. All right, so that is for the precious metal today. Now let's quickly see what is going on in Japan and also what is the possible entry. But before we move, let's check on 15 minutes what is the clearest move that we have currently on the 15-minute time frame. Great. On the 15-minute time frame, we are going to observe that where we mark as our entry point, we see even more confluence inside of it. You can see this is a confluence inside of it, and at the same time, we see liquidity being built. So there's a tendency price to just take out liquidity here and give a sell signature, we sell. But if price closes above this level, then we look for a buy signature and we come and target this particular high. And when we get here, we offload again and begin to sell all the way to the downside. So that is the two scenario we are looking out for the precious metal today. Now let's move to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket for today. Good. On the yen basket, if you look at it, our analysis for the yen basket for the week is we want to see it begin to buy all the way to the upside. We see the buy momentum from Monday, Tuesday into yesterday, into Tuesday rather. Yes, this was on Wednesday on the 7th. So we see the buy momentum into yesterday, Wednesday on the 7th. And yesterday was a sell day all the way for the yen basket again. Now that price has pulled a bit back, where exactly are we now heading to? Remember, this was our reason for buying the yen since on Monday. All right, this was the reason because price tapped into the daily order block, and we are still expecting price, to trade all the way to come and take out liquidity at this level. Particularly on the weekly time frame, we have this reference point that we are looking out for price to trade into this order block and also the fair value gap inside it. So this is still our reference for the yen basket. And if that is happening, what should we expect on the other yen correlated pair? Now, if you look at it from the daily time frame now, we are going to observe that we are still very much sitting inside of the daily POI, of which if you refine it to your 4-hour time frame, you are going to observe that price actually came all the way more like a pullback. Remember on Monday, we said that as price is pushing to the upside, we initially first expected to pull back before this move to the upside. But instead, it's brought all the way to the upside, then now it's pulling back. So these two things would happen. Today should be, all things being equal, today should be a bullish day for the yen basket. Why? Because we already see price react to a flip zone here where we took the buy since Monday all the way to the upside. And then we are seeing a burst pattern inside of this place. How that price swept liquidity here and at the same time pushes all the way to the upside. So we have more confidence for the buy of the yen basket, which is telling us that there's high tendency we see on the yen correlated pair for GJ, for EJ, for AJ. There's high tendency we see more of a sell entry for the day. Now, if you look at the yen GBP JPY now in the which supposed to be in the opposite direction of the yen basket, you are going to see we have similar price action. Particularly if you go and look at the other yen correlated pairs too. So what does the price action for GBP JPY is doing currently? You see how that price has been buying all the way to the upside, but we sold last week Friday from this particular point all the way down, and we expect price to sell all the way down. Now, if you look at reason why price bought from this place on Tuesday, look at it. We've seen the sweep. This is the shoulder here. We've seen the sweep of liquidity. Price created liquidity and bought. Now, when price begin to sell back down, we see how it came to tap that liquidity again with the confluence of the order block and also the shoulder and begin to buy up. Now, where price is currently now, what do we intend to do with price where price is currently? We intend to sell. Why? Price already pulled back all the way into a confluence. These are the confluences here. So if you look at it from the 1 hour time frame, you are going to observe that we have the 1 hour flip zone. This is it. You are going to observe we have the 1 hour flip zone, the shoulder, the sweep, the liquidity point, the break, giving a flip zone here. So if we extend this all the way to the right hand side, you are going to observe that price came all the way to that level and tapped properly into the shoulder. You can see that is the reference there. This is the shoulder. This is the liquidity point. Price tapped there yesterday afternoon into the evening and begin to sell all the way to the downside. Currently, price is reacting to this order block that we have on the GBP JPY. You can see on the 1 hour order block. But I'm still of the opinion that price should sell all the way to the downside because we are expecting a bearish day for GBP JPY, while a bullish day for the yen basket. All right. So this is more of a flip zone here. If you look at it very well, let's have a draw of that here. You can see this is that flip zone where price is currently. So what I would be looking out for is, since price already broke this level to the downside, price already broke this level to the downside. So let's look at our 15-minute time frame to see if we are going to see any entry signature. Great. Now, currently, we already see the flip zone, how the price already broke to the downside. And now, what price is doing right now is giving us a entry pattern for us to look out for. Now, if this particular good, this is the entry for GBP JPY right now for me. So this is an entry for me for GBP JPY. Now your SL may be very tiny because of this I. So my SL is going to be above this candle, and that's about 25 pips. So that is it there. All right. So that's about, just give it a 25 pips SL. And where are we targeting and what are we looking out for? We are looking out for this liquidity point here, or yesterday Asian low. So we are targeting this particular point, this level here for GBP JPY. All right. So that is 1:5 or 1:6, depending on where you are looking out for price to get to. All right. So that is it for GBP JPY. That is it because our entry signature just formed just now. So that is the entry, and we intend to ride it all the way to the downside for GBP JPY. All right. So that is it there. If you are taking it right now, we move with it. And you know how we analyze and get to that point from the daily time frame to 4 hour to 1 hour and to 15 minutes entry pattern. Now on the 15 minutes, you can see the flip zone is there and how that price retraced back to the flip zone and gave an entry signature for us to short. So we are just risking 25 pips if we are using the barest minimum lot size. You know what that means, all right? So that is for GBP JPY right now. Now for AUD JPY, let's take a look at AJ. For AUD JPY, if you look at it from the daily time frame too, remember the verdict is that we want to see all the dollar correlated, all the yen correlated pair to be a bearish move for today. So we are selling across the board because we are expecting yen strength today. Now for AUD JPY, you can see how that AUD JPY tapped into this daily order block. But there's something I've been looking out for on the 4 hours of AUD JPY. Now, if you look at AUD JPY on 4 hour, you can see this is the reference point I have been waiting for, which is this order block here. And price has just been, stalling around. So which means price has not really gotten to my own POI. But if you see any entry signature, we just won't take it. You can see, and that is why we did not take the sell on AUD JPY. Instead, we took for GBP/JPY last week Friday. You can see because price has just been ranging. So I'm still of the opinion that this consolidation we are seeing on AUD JPY price is most likely going to move all the way to the upside, tap into this 4-hour order block and begin to sell to the downside. Now, if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame, you're going to see it's going to be a very long range. You can see all the way is a massive range. So that is not giving any move for us. Even on the 15-minute time frame, there is nothing there for me as a person. All right. So for AUD JPY, let's just still wait and allow price to trade properly into our reference point, which is this 4-hour order block zone that we have at this top here. So that is it for me for AUD JPY. And lastly, for Euro JPY, we are going to observe, we are going to see a similar pattern just as we have on GBP/JPY for Euro JPY. Now for Euro JPY, you can see how that price already pushed. Now is not, this is the reference point for AUD Euro JPY. If you trace it all the way back, you can see it from our daily time frame. That's where we're expecting to sell it from, meaning we want to short all the way from this strong resistance. All right, and that is where price got to and begin to sell to the downside. And if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame for Euro JPY, you are going to observe the same thing is been ranging, but we've seen how that price pushes all the way to the downside. Now, this particular move already gave us a clear market structure shift. Look at it here. And price came all the way back down into this 4-hour order block. So if you check on your 1-hour time frame, you are going to observe that price is still, the last swing here is still to the downside and price retracing to the premium for us to short. Now, if you draw your Fibonacci from this level here, this should be the 70% fib level. So what we are going to do is let's check on the 15 minutes if we see any entry. Good. For AUD JPY too, we see an entry here for AUD JPY. Even though price already broke this particular structure here, as you can see, if you put your, you see, price already broke structure there. But my concern for AUD JPY is that we have another structure just below here, which price has not really taken out. So price is just, stalling there. So instead, I'll prefer, please, can you help us? Instead, I'll prefer to, please help us. I'll prefer to short when price, break this structure to the downside, then I'll start shorting AUD JPY. But if you want to, trade in terms of basket, you want to give your assets, target and risk. Alright, so that is it. That is going to be the end of the analysis for the yen basket. Yeah, all right. So if there's any question, Please, can you hear me now? Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that make sure you trade cautiously today till we meet again by 2 o'clock p.m. for the New York recap. Trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. I'm Lekon Shemi. Cheers and God bless.